just got back from my mother's for American Thanksgiving, and it was wonderful, but I forgot both my Osmo that I used to control my camera and my microphone. So she's very kindly shipping them to me, but I really wanted to film today. I have the day off, so we're doing this anyway. So look out for my husband complaining about the audio quality in the comments. I'm just kidding. He doesn't have his notifications turned on, so you probably won't see this. The reason I really was so excited to make this video is because a couple of weeks ago, I was shipped a box of samples from a sales associate at Saks, and I'll talk to you a little bit about how that happened. And I have been sampling these, and I ordered some full bottles now, so I've got kind of enough to talk about. And while I'm still riding my high of excitement over these samples, I wanted to record. So the reason I even have these samples, that's not because I'm on PR lists or anything like that. I'm not at that level yet. I don't normally order from Saks. It's not one of my top stores. I'm very familiar with it. Sometimes I go into the off Fifth in one of those outlet centers, but I never usually go into Saks itself. But they had that Penhaligon's Christmas tin that I reviewed in my holiday video, and it was like $50. It was really inexpensive, but they had it for pre-order. I got that, and after I placed that order, I got contacted by a sales associate that thanked me for the order, offered to send me samples of some other products if I was interested. Yeah, absolutely. And I thought it was a nice touch, really classy, and it wasn't like I had, spent a couple of $100 or $1,000 or anything. It was just $50, and I got access to this individual that was going to send me some free stuff. So I let her know that I was particularly interested in fragrances, and about a week later, I was covered in them, swarmed with them. It's 3 brands that she gave me, that she's the sales associate at Saks for, and just gave me 2 copies of most of them too, which was nice. It really gave me enough to really play around with. So I'm going to review them, talk about which ones I'm going to get full bottles of, but I also wanted to plug, Saks a little bit too, because as I said, it's not one I spend a lot of money at, and the ones that I do spend a lot of money at have never done something like this for me before. So cool, classy, good work, Saks. All right, so the 3 brands that she represents and that she gave me are Penhaligons, Christian Louboutin, got some of those, and L'Artisan Parfumeur, who I was not familiar with prior to the sample, but now I've got quite a few. All right, we're going to start with Penhaligons. So Penhaligons, man, I really like their scents. Like everything I tried had a cool scent, even if it wasn't really for me. It just felt really unique and bright. The problem with Penhaligons is really that longevity piece. So trying to enjoy your Penhaligons fragrance is kind of like trying to catch a snowflake on your tongue. It looks so beautiful. You're in a moment with it. You stick out your tongue, and it's like nothing and it's gone. That being said, I'm getting a bottle. There's a bottle I ordered. Regardless, I'll just keep spraying. I'll keep the giant bottle in my purse and I will spray it down. I don't care. I like it. I want one. Okay, so the ones that I have, and I'm gonna review most of them. I'm not gonna review all of them because if I don't have enough to say about it, I'll just tell you that I have it and I'm not gonna go into it. I want to keep the video length decent. So I have the coveted Duchess Rose, the Ingenue Cousin Flora. Let me show you these. They're kind of cute. This was that one. Okay, I have the Untitled William Penhaligon. Isn't it cute? Impressa. Classy work there. Elizabethan Rose. See, like, oh, look how many. Helvetii Leather, but this is with, Helvetii Leather. So this is one of the flankers. And Artemisia. So quite a few, yeah. Quite a few. And I said I spent a lot of time with all of them to just kind of figure out which ones I would want and get a vibe. So the ones that I was not as interested in, so I was actually really excited to try Cousin Flora. The bottle's so cool looking, and it actually caught my fancy even before I was into fragrances. I just kind of saw the goofy bottle. It's goofy. I'll put a picture. And I was interested in it. Okay, so what does this smell like? This is like a lemonade, like a bright lemonade, citrus, floral. It would be kind of sporty, I would say. Flora is into her writing lessons, according to the description. So yeah, it's very citrusy. So it's just not my thing. As you know, my feelings on fresh. If you did want fresh and you're okay with it not lasting a long time, yeah, you could check out Flora. And then the other one that I am just going to briefly touch on is Duchess Rose, which I just don't have a lot of notes for. This is more of like a fresh kind of rose, but the other rose that I got, I was more into, I thought was more unique. So I'll talk more about that one. Okay, so let's just go right into that one then. So here's Elizabethan Rose. And Elizabethan Rose, it has a hazelnut note to it. So that, my husband's allergic to hazelnut. That's a recent revelation. So that's the reason that I'm not interested in pursuing this one any further. And I have a lot of rose. But as far as this rose, what I liked about it, it was a very crisp and woody rose. It felt like you were kind of walking through a forest and crunching through leaves. And then it was like this cool, very organic. I don't think it's organic. I think they are pretty synthetic fragrances technically, but it kind of a very fresh feel to it anyway, like it's blowing through the wind. And there is that nuttiness there, and I like a nuttiness. So I thought that was a cool addition to the rose scent. So I do recommend this one. As I said, it's not going to be a purchase for me because of the hazelnut note, but if you like a nutty rose, it's worth a try. Then I have, let's do Impressa. Impressa. The funny thing, I talked about this a little bit on the holiday video. This was my first love of the samples for Penhaligons that I tried. I wore it the first day it came. As you know, sometimes I have difficulty smelling fragrances as soon as they arrive at my door, but this one I could smell right away. It was very strong, very feminine. It felt very illustrious. And yeah, I was really into it. I felt like it did last pretty well the first day that I tried it. I tried it again the next day, and I feel like it didn't last as well, though. It did kind of more of the traditional Penhaligons. Disappointing. But this gets compared a lot with this like bergamot, patchouli situation. It gets compared a lot to Coco Mademoiselle, which I don't like. I gave that one away. So I didn't really see I couldn't connect to the two. I thought this was a lot more mature than I've found Coco Mademoiselle in the past. And I thought the scents were more distinct. This was a little more well blended. Not to rag on that one. I think it is apparently a really nice, well-loved perfume. I just can't can't get down with it. But this one I could. I was really close to hit the button. I guess that's the right word. Pulling the trigger. There we go. Pulling the trigger on Impressa. But two things kind of argued against it. First was the fact that I couldn't get it to last that second day. That was really disappointing. And then it did start to become like a little cloying. Like the scent did start to, even in like a short period of time, I think maybe I oversprayed it a little bit and it was starting to nag me. And I'm like, if it's nagging me on day 2, I probably don't need a whole bottle. I'm glad I have the sample though. I'm going to continue to try it out now and then. Maybe it'll grow back on me, or I'll decide I do want to get this one. It's kind of a maybe. This is Halfeti Leather. So Halfeti, I was not familiar with, although now I have it in my Christmas set. It's technically a unisex. I find it more masculine. It's this amber, woody, spicy scent in its true form. And this is a spin-off. This is a flanker. I have tried both. I think they're both good. I actually like the flanker a little bit better though. I like the leather. It also has a strong plum note. The plum dries down a bit and is not so strong out, like them all, after a bit. But I think it feels classy. It feels sophisticated. It feels old world though. Not like old man, but just kind of old world. Like you could be handsome and well off and you have a lot of hobbies that occupy your time. That's how this strikes me. I gave this one to my husband and he liked it too. So this is possibly full bottle worthy for a fella in my mind. And then the last Penhaligons I'm going to talk about is Artemisia. Yeah, I like it. They describe it here as robust and carnal. It is kind of like a gourmand. So it's got this caramel note and vanilla, but it really is, I've not smelled caramel that's at all similar to this. It's extremely unique and I fell in love with it. I really wanted more and more and more of it. As you can see, I only got one sample of this one and it's pretty much dead. And this is only from wearing it for like a day. I've tried it like a day and then the second day there wasn't much left to try it with. I killed it so fast and that's because the longevity is bunk. It really is. It does not last. It doesn't project that well. I want it anyway. It's just a unique scent. It's so pretty. It's classy. The notes here I said, it feels like a Victorian vintage caramel. And I don't think Victorian vintage caramel is a thing. It's like a unique concept, I think. And the nectarine in it has like a bite to it. that I really enjoy. But I really, as you can see, I had to kill this sample just to be able to enjoy it. I did order a bottle. It's one that I'm getting a bottle of, so it's going to be in my collection. I'm hoping magically that when I get a full bottle, it'll last longer. Again, not a thing, but that's in my head. If I have to drown myself in it, I have to drown myself in it. I want it. Okay, let's talk next about these Louboutins. I have 3 of them. They're not the super new ones. I know there's one with like a crocodile, right? They're Louboutin or something, and there's like a couple of new ones. These are the 3 I have, though. I have Loubourouge, Louboukiss, and Louboutin. And I really wanted one of these, to be honest. When they were in my sample, and I was like, oh, great, the Louboutins, because I had been eyeing them. I hadn't been able to get a sample, and they're very expensive. Have you seen the bottles, though? If you have, I'll put pictures of bottles, because the bottles are gorgeous. Like, I don't know, really exciting. I don't know if they're like, I don't know, classy, maybe very unique for perfume bottles, very bright, and they've got these like jewels on the top, and they're just really cool. But I think a lot of the joy with these scents is honestly the bottles, which is a shame. And again, I'm only speaking to the ones I've tried. I know they've got new ones, so maybe the new ones are more distinct or have a better reputation than the ones that I tried. I really tried to love them. I wanted one. I wanted to excuse it. So I'll talk about the 2 ones that I definitely wasn't interested in first, and then I'll talk about the one that I thought about. So the first one is Louboukiss. All right, and the other thing that kind of argues in favor of these particular samples is they are dabbers, so I wasn't able to spray. So that makes it harder sometimes too to get a good read on a fragrance, but I'd put them under my nose and I'd smell them and I'd pour it basically on my wrist to try to get a really good idea of what this might smell like. So Louboukiss is this tuberose jasmine. And if you like tuberose jasmine and you really want a Louboutin bottle and you think the bottle's really cute, maybe give it a try. The thing is, I have a lot of tuberose jasmine scents that are just done better. Better blended, more long lasting, more unique. It's a pretty romantic, I can't justify the cost kind of thing. So I smelled that, I said, oh, fine, fine, but I can't justify the cost. Okay, the next one is Louboutin. It looks the same. Another dabber. I was so disappointed with Louboutin because I wanted something with a name like Louboutin. You want it to be like, wow, bold, knock you out of the park, something super unique. It's not eccentric and it's not wild. It's just kind of bland. It doesn't project. It's hard to pull out the notes. And it doesn't really sparkle. It's not that well blended though, but it's still kind of hard to pick out the notes. But there really just wasn't much to this one. It just sort of smells like perfume, like you're wearing a vague perfume, but what is it? It's like, oh, Louboutin, cool name, cool bottle. Disappointing scent. Too bad. Okay, the one that I almost got is Loubourouge. Again, looks the same. So when I first smelled Loubourouge, I was like, yes, I want this. It's gonna happen. Yeah, I just spilled it on myself now. Okay, it smells unique. So this one is unique. And I think the reason it smells unique is it has this note where it does kind of smell like a fresh shoe. Like you opened up your shoe. It's got this vanilla note, and you get a lot of vanilla, but it also has this, like it's not like a leather note. It's just like a fresh shoe anyway note. So if you wanted something really associated with the brand and maybe you wear a lot of Louboutins and you want something that reminds you of a fresh shoe purchase, this could be a possibility for you. The reason it's not for me is, I guess, is the longevity and the projection. It wasn't there for the cost. But out of the 3 that I tried, this one brings the most to the table, is the most unique in my mind, and has the coolest scent. Okay. But so far, I'm interested in trying more from this brand. I think probably right now they should stick to shoes, or bottle design. All right. And then the last one that I wasn't too familiar with is this Artisan Parfumeur. And they seem to do a lot of unisex. These are all I have from them. Boop, 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 boop. Cool, right? Kind of neat, really bright. And I vaguely liked all of these. And then there's one that I'm in love with. So this is Mirabilis. This is a woody, spicy, and musky. This was a little bit of a maybe for me. It has this ambroxan, which I don't really love that note necessarily. But I think this is very warm. Certainly very unisex, a little bit mild, subtle, you know, but a nice scent. Then I had this Tenebrae. This was more of the earthy. I haven't been that into earthies, so that's why this one was just kind of a no for me. But if you like, it's like incense, earthy, woody, if that's something that you're into, or again, maybe for the fellas, this would be a nice one. And then this was Venom, cool name, right? It has the snake on the packaging. So this is sandalwood, spicy, and rice. So not really my vibe and what I'm into, but another cool one. It was kind of a warm with that sandalwood base and like a little cool too with the rice. This was just not sort of my vibe, but they're all really well blended. They're all really unique, and like even the samples, like they have this like waxiness to them on the samples that makes them just feel like they put a touch of extra class into them. Okay, and this last one I'm obsessed with. Obsessed. This is Obscuratio. Man, I love this one. And it shipped so fast. I got a Black Friday deal. Here it is. I already have it. Because you can probably tell from kind of the look of the bottle, it is very unisex. So I wore just the sample of this on my ride down to visit my parents. As soon as I got there, my dad's like, "Oh, you smell great." My mom said, "Of course she does. She has a perfume gel." But he asked, "What is that?" And I showed him the sample and I said, "This is what it is, La Rosa Perfume, Obscuratio." And I said, "Technically, if you want it, you can have it too. It's a unisex. This is a vanilla. It's supposed to smell like a floral tropical canopy on a summer night." And it absolutely smells like that. Even before I read the description and what they were going for, I had a picture of myself wearing this in like a beautiful backless dress. And I never wear backless dress because I have kind of rounded shoulders, so they're not too flattering, but that's what I'm wearing. I mean, my shoulders are more in my backless dress in the tropics. And I'm on a stone balcony at like a gala. And yeah, it's like a tropical location. And this is the perfect scent for that. I'm going to wear it every day anyway, because you know me. I like to bring the drama when it comes to my fragrances. Oh man, but it is just, and it lasts forever. It has great ciliage. As I said, as soon as I got to my parents, they could smell it, and it follows you, it trails you, and it sticks to your hair, sticks to your clothes, and it just feels like this beautiful tropical vanilla. I love it. Definitely a unisex. If you look at the Fragrantica, there's not a lot there, so I get to smugly say, I've always wanted to smugly say this, why aren't more people talking about this scent? More people should be talking about this scent. I think it's new, but I'm going to say it's because I'm special when I found it. More people should be talking about this scent, but Fragrantica only has like 1 or 2 votes right now. And they say it's either unisex or leans masculine. So do keep that in mind if you don't like unisex scents, or if you are fearful of anything masculine, this could touch on it. But to me, it's very unisex, and I think it would be attractive on anyone. I'm in love. I want to keep watching this house too. As I said, the other ones really weren't calling my name in terms of the notes, but I'm very interested in this house just with the quality, the projection, how it's beast mode. It's a little pricey. I think they kind of consider themselves niche, but you can get them as obviously at Saks, and I got them directly from their website. I got 20% off. So with 20% off, it was in the range of like an expensive designer type price, American. I think they're an overseas brand, so I guess they ship everywhere too, but I'll put links in the description. So that's my awesome experience at Saks. I hope I get more. I'm sucking up to that sales associate a little bit, so hopefully she'll send me more samples in the future because I had a ton of fun. This was like an awesome Friday when this all came, and I was delighted by all 3 of these, well, 2 out of 3 of these brands, and I'm still interested. I'm still willing to give them a shot. But as far as Penhaligon, Les Artisans, top notch. Loved it. Had so much fun. Hopefully you enjoyed my foray into samples as well. If you did, please like it. If you have comments on any of these brands or just thoughts on Saks or anything I covered, please throw it in the comments below. If you enjoy fragrance content, hauls, unboxing, reviews, please subscribe to Second is the Best. I upload whenever it strikes my fancy, which lately has been pretty often. That is all for my fun adventure. That is all, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks.